Anger feels powerful. When someone disrespects you, when things don't go your way, when life hits harder than expected, anger rises fast. Your chest tightens, your vision narrows, your mind says react now. And in that moment, anger feels like strength. But 400 years ago, the most dangerous warrior in Japan reached a different conclusion. Miyamoto Musashi believed anger was not power. He believed it was a weakness disguised as force. Every man Musashi ever defeated had one thing in common. They were emotionally predictable. They reacted, they rushed, they lost control. And Musashi never did. Not because he lacked emotion, but because he destroyed anger at its root. There is a reason anger ruins relationships, a reason it destroys decision-making, a reason it leaves you feeling regret after the damage is done. Anger hands control of your mind to whatever provokes you. The moment someone can make you angry, they can make you reckless, they can make you stupid, they can make you lose. Musashi understood this before psychology, before neuroscience, before modern self-help, and he built a method so ruthless that most men refused to follow it, because it required giving up something people love more than comfort, their ego. This is Stillness and Direction. This channel is about ancient warrior disciplines that create modern inner control. No motivation, no hype, only systems that work under pressure. If anger has ever controlled your words, your actions, or your future, subscribe. And if you're ready to learn a discipline that doesn't just manage anger, but dismantles it completely, like the video now. Now listen carefully. Musashi did not try to calm himself when anger appeared. He trained himself so deeply that anger had nothing to attach to. Because anger does not come from events. It comes from expectation, from entitlement, from the belief that the world owes you respect, fairness, or control. Musashi removed those beliefs, and when they disappeared, anger followed. The technique you're about to learn is not emotional suppression. It is not pretending to be calm. It is the systematic destruction of the inner trigger that creates anger in the first place. In the next section, you'll see how a young warrior lost everything because of rage, why anger made him predictable and weak, and how Musashi's principle of the immovable mind changed everything. The young warrior's name was Ren. He was feared for his strength, but dismissed for his temper. When challenged, he reacted instantly. When insulted, he attacked harder. When pressured, he lost precision. And in battle, that cost him everything. During a duel he should have won, his opponent provoked him deliberately. A smirk, a careless comment, a show of disrespect. Ren felt the heat rise. His breath shortened, his movements sped up, his strikes became wild. And that was the moment he lost. Not because his opponent was better, but because Ren surrendered control to anger. Miyamoto Musashi watched the duel in silence. After it ended, he spoke only once. "Your enemy never touched you," Musashi said. "You defeated yourself." Ren didn't understand. "How?" he asked. Musashi pointed to his chest. "Because the moment you became angry, your opponent controlled your timing." This was Musashi's first lesson. Anger does not increase strength. It destroys accuracy. It narrows perception. It shortens patience. It makes behavior predictable. And predictability is death. Musashi explained something brutal. Anger is not caused by others. It is caused by expectation. You expect respect. You expect fairness. You expect outcomes. When reality violates those expectations, anger appears. Musashi had removed expectations completely. He expected nothing from opponents, nothing from situations, nothing from outcomes, so nothing could provoke him. Ren was ordered to train without reaction, not calmness, not suppression, non-attachment.
If insulted, he continued. If struck, he reset. If frustrated, he slowed down. Every reaction he denied weakened anger's grip. This is why Musashi called anger a weakness, because it proves someone else can move you. And a man who can be moved emotionally can be defeated physically. In the next section, you'll learn the exact discipline Musashi used to dissolve anger before it formed, why he trained indifference instead of restraint, and how removing emotional attachment made rage impossible.
Musashi did not fight anger. He made it unnecessary. This is the part most people misunderstand. They believe anger must be controlled, suppressed, or released safely. Musashi believed all of that was weakness, because anything you must control already controls you. Instead, he trained indifference, not apathy, not coldness, detachment. Musashi taught Ren a rule that felt insulting. Never assign importance to insult. At first, Ren resisted. "If I don't react, I look weak," he said. Musashi corrected him immediately. "If you react, you are weak, because reaction means permission." This was the discipline. Musashi trained himself to see insults, disrespect, and obstacles as neutral events. No meaning, no personal interpretation. Anger needs interpretation to survive. The moment you label something as unfair, disrespectful, or personal, anger is born. Musashi removed the label. An insult was just sound. A delay was just time. A loss was just information, nothing more. This is why his mind was immovable. He did not defend his ego because he did not build one around outcomes. Ren's training became brutal in its simplicity. He was intentionally insulted, mocked, ignored, and ordered to continue training without change in pace. No stiffening, no speeding up, no emotional correction. At first, anger surged violently, but each time Ren refused to act on it, something weakened. Not the emotion itself, but its authority. Musashi explained it clearly. Anger survives because you obey it. The moment you stop obeying, it becomes noise. Ren began to understand. Anger was not energy, it was leakage. It drained attention, it destroyed timing, it narrowed vision. Musashi did not want calm warriors. He wanted unmovable ones. And unmovability does not come from peace. It comes from removing attachment. In the next section, you'll see how Musashi trained anger out of the body itself, why posture and breath mattered more than thought, and how physiological discipline made rage physically impossible. Musashi understood something most people still ignore. Anger does not start in the mind, it starts in the body. The tightening of the jaw, the shallow breath, the forward collapse of posture. By the time the mind notices anger, the body has already committed to it. So Musashi trained the body first. Ren was forbidden from correcting his thoughts. No self-talk, no calming phrases, only posture and breath. When anger appeared, Ren had to do 3 things immediately. Straighten the spine, lower the shoulders, slow the breath. Not dramatically, subtly. Musashi explained why. A tense body signals threat. A relaxed, upright body signals control. The nervous system cannot stay enraged when the body refuses to prepare for attack. This is why samurai trained stances endlessly, not for strength, for emotional regulation. Musashi would strike Ren unexpectedly during training. Not hard, but sudden. If Ren stiffened, the session ended. If his breath shortened, it restarted. Anger was not punished, reaction was. Over time, something remarkable happened. The physical surge of anger weakened, not because Ren tried to calm down, but because his body stopped escalating.
Without escalation, anger could not grow. This is why modern anger advice fails. People try to reason with rage. Rage does not listen. The body decides first. The mind follows. Musashi reversed the order. He trained the body to remain neutral under provocation, and neutrality suffocated anger before it could form. Ren realized something unsettling. Anger was exhausting. Control was effortless. The calmer his body remained, the clearer his perception became. He could see openings, hear tone changes, sense shifts and intention. This was Musashi's advantage. While others burned energy and emotion, he conserved it for action. In the next section, you'll learn the most difficult part of Musashi's discipline, why anger returns when identity stays intact, and how destroying ego was the final step in eliminating rage permanently.
Musashi did not destroy anger by fighting it. He destroyed it by making it irrelevant. That is the part most people never understand. Anger feels permanent because it keeps winning. It wins control of your words, your actions, your decisions. Musashi took that control away. Not once, not emotionally, but structurally. He removed expectations. He trained the body to stay neutral. He dissolved identity attachment. And when those three were gone, anger had nothing left to feed on. This is how the method applies to your life today. You don't need to suppress anger. Suppression turns anger inward. You don't need to express anger. Expression trains it. You need to stop obeying it. When anger rises, don't justify it. Don't explain it. Don't act on it. Straighten your posture. Slow your breath. Continue the task in front of you. Then repeat this again and again and again. Not heroically, not perfectly, consistently. Over time, something irreversible happens. Anger still appears, but it no longer changes your behavior. And when behavior stops changing, anger loses purpose. This is why Musashi's method worked permanently. It did not depend on mood. It did not rely on insight. It did not require calm environments. It worked under insult, under pressure, under chaos. Anger survives in people who negotiate with it. Musashi never negotiated. He accepted reality as it was, acted precisely, and moved on. That is the immovable mind. Not passive, not emotional, free. This is stillness and direction. Not peace through avoidance, not calm through suppression, control through detachment. And when detachment is complete, anger has nowhere left to exist. Musashi believed anger survives for one reason only: identity. As long as you protect an image of yourself, anger will return to defend it. Ren still became angry when he felt disrespected, ignored, undervalued. Musashi saw it immediately. "You still think there is something to protect," he said. This was the hardest lesson, because identity feels like survival. Status, pride, reputation, being right. Musashi removed all of it. He lived without titles, without rank, without belonging to any clan. Not because he rejected society, but because attachment creates emotional leverage. If someone can insult your identity, they can control your behavior. Musashi gave Ren a brutal instruction. You are not allowed to defend yourself verbally. No explanations, no justifications, no corrections. At first, Ren felt humiliated, but humiliation only hurts when ego demands protection. Slowly, something dissolved. The need to respond, the urge to prove, the hunger to be respected, and with it, anger weakened further.
Musashi explained the final truth. Anger is loyalty to an image. The less image you protect, the less anger you feel. This is why Musashi looked emotionless to others, not because he lacked feeling, but because nothing touched his identity. Without identity attachment, there is nothing for anger to defend. This is what most people refuse to accept. They want calm without losing ego. Musashi chose differently. He sacrificed pride to gain freedom. In the final section, you'll see how this discipline applies to modern life, why anger feels stronger today than ever before, and how to dismantle it permanently without suppressing emotion.